Welcome back, friends. So, after understanding the three major fields that are there in data science, which is math and stats, computer science, and your specific domain knowledge, we will go ahead and then see what are the different components that are there in data science. Right? So, one by one, I will tell you, and then we will go ahead and then know a little bit about every component. So as you can see in the previous slide, as I already told you, the main important component that you need for data science is your statistics, right? So statistics is the first and the main important component of data science. You have to know a little bit of statistics. What all the things that you should know in statistics, I will tell you in the upcoming session. Now, you just need to know that statistics is the backbone of data science. All machine learning algorithms, everything will have a statistical backend, and you also should know a little bit of statistics to be a part of this domain. Second thing is the programming. Once you know stats a little bit, you can understand about the data, and then you need a programming language, right? So you remember in the previous slide, we spoke about computational power or computer science. So statistics is a part of math and stat. Now programming is a part of your computer science. You need a programming language to write a machine learning algorithm. To put it in a very simple way, you need a programming language to write a machine learning algorithm. You can write a machine learning algorithm in C, you can write it in C++, you can write it in Java, you can write it in R programming, you can write it in Python programming also. But the problem is, which programming languages are simple to do it? If you do it in either C or C++ or Java, you may have to write, let's say, 200 lines of code for a simple machine learning algorithm. Whereas by using R, you can write it in 3 lines. In Python, you may have to use, let's say, 8 to 9 lines. So simplicity matters. So what all the programming languages we will see in the later point of time. So first thing, you need statistics. You need to understand the basics of statistics to understand the data. What all the things that you need to understand, I will cover it in the next slide. So now then programming, because you need a programming language to write a machine learning algorithm. Then you need to know what is machine learning. To write a machine learning algorithm, you should know what is machine learning, right? So you need stats, you need programming, you need machine learning. What all the components of machine learning? We'll talk in the next slide. After stats, programming, machine learning, you will have a machine learning model ready. You know the concept of statistics, you learned a programming language, you learned machine learning. By using these three things, what you did is you wrote a machine learning algorithm. So what it will tell you is, it will take the data, it will do some analysis, and then it will give you an output, right? Then in very simple terms, I'm telling you, so that is how the flow goes. You take the data, analyze it statically, right? Use programming language, write a machine learning model. Once you do that, you get an output. To show that output, to display that output, or to communicate the outcomes of your machine learning models to the stakeholders, you need something called as visualization. They call it as business intelligence, they call it as reporting, etc., 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 but it is nothing but visualization. What tools are there in visualization? We will look at it in the upcoming slides. Now I think you are understanding the cycle. Initially you have a data. Data will be analyzed statistically. Once you analyze the data statistically, you will use a programming language like R programming or Python programming and build a machine learning model, right? You can build a same machine learning model in R. You can build a same machine learning model in Python also, right? Once you build a machine learning model, it will give you an output. You need to tell that output to your client, or you need to tell it to the stakeholders, right? So whoever it could be. To tell that output, you need a visualization tool. You need to tell them in a simpler way. So visualization tools are used to communicate the outcome of your models. Once this is done, if your model is good, it is giving you good results, trials are over, you need to put it into running, which means you need to put it into real time. How do you put it into real time? You can put it in your laptop, run it and give the output. So that is one way. But as and when your models are getting sophisticated, you cannot run them from your laptop. You need some place where you can keep your models and run them continuously. Let's say, for example, you have a model to forecast weather. You can't run it once in a day or twice in a day like that. It needs to be running 24 hours, right? So what is it that you need to deploy your model in real time? That is called as deployment. Then these are the major components that you have in data science. Having said that, I'll also include something called as a deep learning, right? So let me give you a knowledge of deep learning, but I don't consider it as what do you say, I would prefer to keep deep learning a little separate because it is little advanced. Let's not go into the depth of it right now, but what I want you to understand is from this particular slide or probably this particular lecture, when you have a data, initially the first component is statistics. You analyze the data statistically, do some tests and all, and then you understand the data. Second, you should know a programming language by which you can build some machine learning models. Third is you need to know what is machine learning to build a machine learning model. Fourth is once you build a machine learning model, the outcome of your machine learning model to communicate it to the stakeholders or your clients, you need some visualization tools. Once you showcase your outcome of the model, if you want to put it in real time, you may have to use some kind of deployment tools or probably deployment platforms and deploy your model. So basically these are the different components that are there, right? Hope this gives you a little clarity when it comes to the components of data science, how they are interlinked with each other. Next, what I will do is we will take each and every component and then we will go a little bit in advance, right? So we'll have a sneak preview of all the components, and then one by one I will tell you how these things are interlinked, and then we will go ahead and then get more clarity about all the components of the data science, right? So I'll see you in the next slide, and then we will continue with the detailed explanation of all these components.